morning, and I'm Chantel Fielder. You're here for another episode of Top of the Morning. I'm here aboard the beautiful USS Constellation in the beautiful downtown Inner Harbor of Baltimore. The tourists are out. It's a lovely day, and I'm about to sit down and get really curious with Ashley Barnett of Baltimore's Port Discovery with Curious George. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is Abel Seaman Sprouse. Hi, Top of the Morning.
USS Constellation. There's a grand lady in Baltimore who has taken her rightful place as the Inner Harbor's crown jewel in the heart of the Chesapeake Bay. The ship you see here, the sloop of war Constellation, was built at the Gosport Navy Yard in Portsmouth, Virginia, and launched in 1854. A newspaper account from the day of her launch reported that there were 8 pieces of the original frigate Constellation contained within her timbers. But it's the sloop of war Constellation that's here in Baltimore today, and the Chesapeake Bay has always been central to her story.
With the Children's Corner. I'm here at Port Discovery today with a bunch of my friends from the Children's Corner.
Welcome back. We are here with Ashley Barnett from Port Discovery. And Ashley, can you tell us some more about Port Discovery?
Yeah, absolutely. So Port Discovery, it's an interactive educational children's museum that's located right here in the Inner Harbor. It's 3 floors. We have a 3-story urban treehouse that kids and parents can climb that has entry and exits on every floor. And then throughout the floor exhibits that are focused on children from birth to age 10. So there's something a little bit for everybody. We have our Tot Trails that is one of our newer exhibits that really focuses on the theme of Maryland, and it's focused more towards more infants to 2, where they can climb around. We have crab decorations. They can play in the sandbox, catch butterflies, things like that. We also have our Wonder of Water exhibits, where kids can learn about different buoyancies and how things float. We have a pipe building station where they can make their own fountains. You can play water instruments.
Wow.
There is something for everybody and all ages, and even we get parents that really do still enjoy climbing that treehouse.
Definitely.
The treehouse.
So it's very interactive. Do you see that certain age groups are interacting more than others, or are there certain exhibits that kind of draw in the crowd?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So our Miss P's exhibit is geared toward our older crowd, and then our adventure expeditions, it's our Egyptian exhibit. So a lot of the times it is the older kids, or 10 or older, who come in, and through that exhibit it takes you different through Egypt, and you have to search for different symbols to find the hidden pharaoh. So that is geared to our older crowd. And but we, like I said, we also have the Tot Trails, which is for our younger crowd, and we also have Tiny's Diner. We have a Royal Farms convenience store that is really popular, where kids can pretend to be the cashier and kind of shop for their healthy foods. It really focuses on making healthy choices in a convenient world. So, there are different exhibits that focus on different age groups, but you'll find something in there for all different age groups.
That's cool. Tell me more about this treehouse that adults can fit in.
So that's one of our most popular parts of the museum. You can enter and exit on any level, any of the 3 levels, and then we have a big slide that takes you right down to the first floor. There's bridges and ropes and a bunch of different activities that you can do. You can climb. There's a rock wall. And kids can climb on their own, but if parents feel more comfortable, they can climb with them as well. So you can climb to the very top and just kind of oversee everything. So it is, and it's very center of the museum. So you are surrounded by all the different exhibits as you climb to to the top, and you can get on and off at every floor. So you can get on, climb at the first floor, go to the second floor, explore the exhibits, get back on, climb to the third, and then get back off, and take the slide all the way down.
Port Discovery has so many great exhibits. Can you tell me how great they are for children of special needs?
Yeah, absolutely. So especially coming in November, coming in November, we have what we call Discovery Days, and it's a few days at the museum where children with special needs can come and enjoy the museum in a quieter and calmer environment. So November 11th, 12th, and 13th, the 11th is Portability Day, which is for children with autism, and then you have the 12th and the 13th, which is also part of our Discovery Days, and it really is focused on those kids with special needs, really giving them the opportunity to explore the museum, but without the crowds.
I think that's really great, and the fact that it's coming up so close to October, and it's really right around the corner. So if anyone wants to visit the museum and they want to take advantage of maybe even Free Fall Baltimore, can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so we will be participating in the Free Fall Baltimore October 19th and 26th from 12:30 to 3:30, and admission to the museum is not required, and the event is totally free. We will have our percussion garden out in front of the museum in the courtyard, and we're located right next to power plant. So we have the giant fountain will be out there, and we'll have a number of percussion instruments, and kids will be able to play them and really make their own sounds and have fun.
This all sounds great. So we're going to take a quick break real quick, and we'll be right back.
Okay, everybody, Steve and I are going to go inside of Tot Trails. It's the exhibit for toddlers, infants and toddlers, and it's modeled after the terrain of Maryland. So you're going to see the sand dunes, you're going to see the mountains, you're going to see everything when you go inside here, and it's just so much fun.
And all in one small spot?
All in one small spot. You hardly have to use any gas. Come on.
All right, let's go.
Well, right here we have our Black-Eyed Susan, which is our Maryland state flower, and if you tiptoe over here, we have a place to put our shoes, and this is where that happens, all the activities for the non-mobile babies. There's mirrors to look, and we have all kinds of interesting things in the tidal pond. And we have some signage that's really neat in this space for the parents. For instance, over here it says tidal pools. Growing, smiling, rolling, wiggling too are things that babies like to do. Help your baby bond with you playing games like peekaboo. And throughout the entire exhibit are all kinds of little prompts like that of what to do with your child. And so you see we have lots of really beautiful things, and our new edition of the sea turtle. Our little sea turtle is really cute, and there's lots of really neat toys in this space. We have receptacles to put dirty toys in so that they're getting washed frequently because small children mouth things. And if you move over this way, we have the emerging mobility activity, and what it is, it's supposed to be the sand dunes. Pull up, stand tall, walk or crawl. Toddlers try to do them all. So when you come in here, the kids have bumps and different little areas and little places to peek in while they're crawling, and also learning how to pick themselves up. So it's a very exciting space for our littlest visitors. Now, if you're a nursing mom, we have a wonderful reading space that's really calm and a place to just kind of get away. Sit down here and have a look to find what's new in a picture book. See the color in the page. Reading's fun at every age. Right on the other side of the reading wall, you can come on into the digging area where kids can experiment with sand. Sand, water, they're all the things, the natural elements that children love to use. And in this space, they get to use shovels and pails, and there's little step-ups and all kinds of fun things for the children to experience. Now, off we go, Steve. Come on, we're going to the mountains.
Where are we going?
The mountain trail.
The mountain
But
trail.
first, we have our projection pond. And in this pond, you can step in it, reacts to the children.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
you can come in this space. This is my favorite. You get to
Wow.
play inside of our leaf
Like a
pile.
leaf?
Yes, isn't it great?
That works.
And it changes to all of the seasons and all of the scapes of Maryland.
I wish I could clean my yard if we
I know! Can you imagine?
We are back with Ashley, and she's here from Port Discovery. You have a special friend here with us today. Can you tell us more about him?
Absolutely. So this is Curious George, and he is from our current traveling exhibit that we have at the museum. So it's called Curious George, Let's Get Curious, and it features, a bunch of different activities that we've grown up with over the years, that we've become accustomed to in George's books and in the popular television shows. So going into this exhibit, you're really introduced into this Curious Monkey's Little World. And there's lots to do. So we have George's apartment building where he lives with the man in the yellow hat, and throughout that, different activity, you can help George window wash. You can experiment with shadow and shapes, and you can make hand puppets. And then we also have a construction zone where kids can pretend to be architects. They can build their own buildings, and then we have a little conveyor belt, and then they can use different blocks to make their structure that they designed. We have a produce market where they can weigh things, really concentrate on their math skills. And we also have the city park where you can relax and, take a picture with a life-size George. The exhibit really focuses on that STEM learning, which is your science, technology, engineering, and math. So it's really focused on that, which is really great, especially since school has just started back up.
Right.
So it's a great way to, have fun, and children have they have a natural curiosity. So this is a great way for them to have fun while learning and not necessarily knowing it.
It's pretty cool because everything that you just described, it's a day-long, adventure that they can go on and learn all these different things that will help them. Okay, so I remember Curious George when I was a kid, but for those who aren't familiar with them, can you tell us more?
Yeah, absolutely. So Curious George, we all know him from those popular children's books and television series. And even within the exhibit, we do have a museum within the museum that pretty much tells the backstory of Curious George and how his authors escaped from France during World War II and really essentially saved the script of Curious George. So, other than having that fun time, you can also learn about his background a little bit. And
Go to the Port Discovery Museum and see the Curious George exhibit, and we'll be right back.
It's a great splash!
Great splash. Come on in, the water's fine.
Did you ever wonder about the water cycle and how it works? Well, right here, you can see it on the big screen. You can touch it, and it's real water. And then we have the whole water table, so you can learn about how dams work, the floodplains. We even have a lock to show how ships use them, like the Panama Canal. And then we have an Archimedes screw, which is really exciting. It's what they used to use in the Roman aqueducts. And you spin it, and you lift the water, and guess what it does? It powers the wheel. Here, you give a try.
So this is like one of the very first pumps
Yes,
in the whole world.
yes. And it's really exciting because these are mind-boggling hands-on opportunities for children to learn about the things that they're learning in school. And it really makes it real for them.
It's a chance to get wet and your mom can't get mad at you.
It's fun.
It is
It is fun.
great fun.
And guess what? Come over here. And before you say goodbye, push this button and you get dry! Oh, I know, then you never leave here wet.
I think that's perfect. This works.
It's wonderful, and there's aprons and Crocs so that the kids don't leave here dry. And we always recommend that parents bring some extra clothes just in case it's winter.
Those are good.
No, it's not a bubble bath, it's a bubble machine, and we can get inside, and we'll lift it up. I can't do it! Woo! And you keep putting this in, there's a little reservoir, and it has bubble solution in it. Why don't you give a pull? Maybe you'll be better at it. There were some real
I'm
experts.
going to try my hand.
Oh, he's got it! Look! Go fast! Go fast! Yeah! Good work! And you can do it too when you come to Port Discovery.
Welcome back. So tell us some more about the rest of the exhibits.
Absolutely. So some of the other exhibits that we have that are at the museum year-round are our Wonders of Water, which you know, it's one of our favorites just because, you know, kids can go in and play with waters. They can, you know, build Legos in the water. They can test different objects and see their buoyancy and kind of learn about the mass and the volume. You can take a picture on the surfboard, you know, in a simulated wave. We also have a giant bubble. So basically what you do is you stand in this circle and you pull on this rope, and this hoop will pretty much encase you in a giant bubble, which is a very popular thing with the kids just because it's, you know, they find it so fascinating. But also within that exhibit you can, we have PVC pipes that you can use to build your own fountains, and then we have, you can shoot water at different instruments, drums, chimes, anything like that to make your own sound. So it's definitely one of the most popular ones, yes.
One of my favorite exhibits is the Egyptian. Can you tell me more about it?
Absolutely. So the Egyptian exhibit is called Adventure Expeditions, and it is geared to our older crowd, you know, our 10 and older, because it really uses your critical thinking skills. And basically going through the exhibit, kids will find different symbols. You know, they write down these symbols, and when they cross the Nile, you know, we have a little bridge that they can do, rocks in our little simulated river. They will come to a series of 3 doors, and the code will basically tell them which door that they will need to go through. After they, you know, choose the right door, it'll bring them to a path where they will have to find another series of codes, and punching that code in will pretty much find the lost pharaoh, and they'll be able to see it in a little viewing area. So I mean, it's a popular one. It's one of our oldest exhibits as well.
That sounds really cool. Let's go take a look at a clip.
I'm Chief Letterman. Do you want to know what it was like 2,000 years ago in Egypt? We're going on a great adventure today. Come on with me. Wow, look at all this great stuff in here. We're deep inside the Egyptian caves. There are many treasures to be found. Come along with me. There are many great adventures here. Look at all the treasures that can be found here. Wow, there are so many things to be found here. We could be rich if we could find some. This amazing place. There are all kinds of mysteries everywhere you turn. You should come down to Port Discovery and check out the Egyptian rooms. I'm Richie Rich, adventure and explore. Join me at Port Discovery, big adventures. We can be rich. Watch out for his crocodiles. Join me in my trip across the river. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, folks. See you next time.
Welcome back. We are here with Ashley Barnett from Port Discovery. What are some of the other exhibits that are at the museum right now?
So some of the other exhibits that we have are our permanent exhibits, which are the Oasis, which is our pretty much like our quiet area where you can go and read a book. We have our Circle Time program there, as well as our Mother Goose and Loose, really designated for those younger children, 6 and under. One of our newer exhibits is our Kick It Up soccer field. It is a soccer field that you can, play soccer and be active. It really is, encouraging kids to be active. You can, score goals. You can ride simulated skateboards, and we have our Extra Games, which is kind of like our Dance Dance Revolution. We also host like our parachute games in that area. So right now we have the Curious George Let's Get Curious exhibit until February, and the exhibit really touches on the sparking the natural curiosity of children, and it's really focused on your science, your math, and engineering. For example, we have mini golf where kids can go through 3 holes and they can use bumpers and pipes and really kind of engineer their own way. Experiment with how hard can they hit the ball, where will it bounce to, and how can they get it from point A to point B. So really using your physics and your engineering and those kind of skills. And so the Curious George Let's Get Curious exhibit is here until February, but obviously we have a lot to offer right now. So you come in whenever you get a chance.
Well, there you have it. Go to the Port Discovery Museum and see the Curious George exhibit, and we'll be right back.
Come on, everybody, come move your body and kick it up. Exhibit that just opened in June, and you can do everything from eye dance, you can play soccer, you can go trail bike riding, play with T-ball. There's some fun for everyone. I'm gonna play some more eye dance.
Welcome back. We are here speaking with Ashley of Port Discovery. Is there any other things that you wanted to tell us about, or how about just tell us more about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a bunch of great activities coming up at the museum in the next coming months. One thing that we want to focus on is our Halloween Family Festival that we have every year. It's October 25th, and basically it encourages kids to come out to the museum dressed as, in their costume and really participate in a not so scary Halloween. We have a bunch of different activities that they can get involved in, and also going on in October, we have every 3rd Friday of every month, we have Target $2 Family Night, which after 4 p.m. general admission is only $2 until 8 p.m. It's from 4 to 8. So that's definitely one of our most popular nights as well. And then, fast forwarding into December, we have our Noontime New Year. And at 12 noon, we count down. We have our kids, they come in, they make shakers and make our numbers, and we count down until to 12 noon. So they can really experience the new year, but not past their bedtime.
You seem like a big child at heart, so how do you like working at Port Discovery?
Oh, I love it so far. I've been there for about 2 months, and like you said, I've always been a child at heart, and working in this kind of environment and being around children and seeing the good value that this museum has, and them having so much fun while learning, it definitely is worth the reward.
I love that Port Discovery has so many great hands-on things, and it's something that a child of all ages can enjoy, even children who have special needs or just parents who want to give their children something more. So
Right.
thank you
Right.
so much for spending this time and talking with us about Port Discovery. Where can someone learn more?
Absolutely. So you can always learn about our daily events at www.portdiscovery.org, or you can find us on social media. We're at facebook.com/portdiscovery or twitter.com/twitter.com.
Take two, and action.
You can also find us on Twitter at Port Discovery and Instagram at Port Discovery as well.
Well, there you have it. We're here with Ashley from Port Discovery. Tell us more about what's coming up.
Absolutely. So right now we have, as I mentioned, our traveling exhibit is the Curious George Let's Get Curious exhibit, and we have that until February. And then debuting February 14th of 2015, we have Lego Castle Adventure. It's a giant Lego exhibit that we're really excited about. You can explore the King's Castle. You can sit in the royal family's thrones made out of Lego bricks. Explore the King's Treasure Room. You can launch a catapult. There's some jousting and so much more. So definitely be on the lookout for that.
Sounds great. Thank you, Ashley, for all of the information about Port Discovery, and thank you for watching. That wraps another Top of the Morning. Bye-bye.